Hi, my name is Tylea, and I'm going to be talking about why I think kids on why I think that electronics is detrimental to certain kids' health. Um, a lot of kids nowadays are very addicted to electronics, whether it's iPads, TVs, phones, computers, anything. They get addicted very fast. Not a lot of kids come outside anymore. Not a lot of kids have like natural creativity. It's a lot of things that has been affected since iPhones and everything has gotten proven, with the world and stuff. And it has caused a lot of good things and very much a lot of bad things. Like back in 2016, the suicide rate has went up so much, and most of it was because of online bullying that the kids were facing during school, especially during COVID. That was the worst time because a lot of kids were committing suicide because of what some people will say on the internet about how the way they look, how the way they talk, how the way their hair look, and just bullying people on the internet. And a lot of people couldn't handle it. Especially children. A lot of children couldn't handle it, and most of them end up taking their own lives. And that is not the only instance. Like another instance is during TikTok, there was a trend going around, and it was a trend when when the kids will have to do the hold the breath challenge, and some of the kids end up dying because they end up holding their breath until they actually blacked out. And a lot of kids, I think it was at least over 25 kids that end up killing themselves because of a challenge they saw online, and they want to do it because they see their peers do it, and they see celebrities do it, people that they look up to do it, so they decide they want to do it, and it didn't end up in the right way for them. Um, and another one's been that I think it was the bucket challenge, and it was when kids would stack up buckets against each other and run up, and they would try to race to see who could go down the fastest. A lot of people broke a lot of bones, a lot of bones. I think it was at least 250 reports of children had either a broken leg or a broken arm because of that challenge, and it caused a lot of worry to the parents because they're like, my child should be able to go into a safe place and be able to watch things and do things without having them to worry that their child is going to end up trying the dangerous stuff they see online. So I think that has really played a really bad part in that whole thing about kids getting harmed. And to be honest, the lack of electronics will actually do a lot of children good. I feel like it will help with their attention span. It will help them focus better in school. It will help them be able to do better in their schoolwork, exceed above than what they're doing now. Because I feel like a lot of kids get distracted when they're in school, even when they're in school. They still have their phones out, and if they don't have their phones, they have their Chromebooks, and then they get distracted off of that. There's always an electronic to get them distracted off of the lesson that was supposed to be learned during the day, and that's why a lot of school rates went down. A lot of tests, like all that went down, went way, way, way down. That was one of the reasons, because a lot of kids were on electronics instead of doing what they were supposed to do, and having being on phones and your devices all day, every day, it can cause a lot of things later on in the future. It can cause depression. It can cause eye strain. It can cause lack of sleep. You can end up having insomnia for that. There's a lot of things. It can really, 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 really affect you mentally to the point some people end up having to go on medication for it to help them be able to process throughout the day. Because some people get overstimulated and they can't be able to process the way they need to process because of the devices they've done got used to. So that is one of the big things too as well. Um, Another one is a lot of kids end up showing and sending pics to other people that they do not know on the internet. Like a lot of kids think they're talking to one person on the screen, and in actuality, it's a whole other person on that other end of the screen. It's probably like a 50-year-old talking to a 10-year-old, or a 62-year-old talking to a 14-year-old, or that type of scenario. And the kids, they're innocent in this. They think that they having their first crush, their first boyfriend, their first friend, so they're gonna do things. And some adults even end up pressuring kids on the internet, which lead them to doing things they do not want to do, like sending nudes or sending money towards them. And because the kids are so innocent, they're gonna do that and they're gonna listen to them, but that's not right. And it's all because of electronics. So this is why I personally feel like the electronics needs to stop. We need to go back into our old ways, and we need to like focus back more in school, bring it back more. Like we should cut down time on electronics. I feel like the parents is in blame for this too, because the parents can put time limits on their kids, and they can do better by them. So I feel like in all actuality, we do need to start putting down our devices more, and start go and read a book once in a while. Go write a little story. Go play outside. Or go meet with some friends instead of being on electronics all the time. That's my take.